have 10 points, 5 rebounds. We see the Atlanta Dream as being very... Right now she's talking to the refs about holding. We're going to send it back to you guys. We're going to send it back to you guys.
And pioneers of the game, like Earl Lloyd, Chuck Cooper, Sweetwater Clifton, the great Bill Russell, and particularly Magic Johnson, I apologize.
Is it possible that's what you said?
No, would never say that. Like, there's no place for that in our league. Wouldn't say that.
So even though you can't remember, you know that that was not what you said?
I know it wasn't that because I wouldn't use that type of language.
Okay. Sentiments of this kind are contrary to the principles of inclusion and respect that form the foundation of our diverse, multicultural, and multi-ethnic league. They simply have no place in the NBA. Effective immediately, I am banning...
Word on the street is that Brittney Griner just got quietly booted from the WNBA, and the reason is blowing the whole league wide open. Leaked medical records hit the internet, and in less than a day, they were spreading like wildfire. The docs allegedly claimed Brittney was born male. And boom, just like that, her name vanished from the WNBA roster. No official statement, no press conference, not even a suspension. The top brass just scrubbed her existence like she was never there. Fans, they're spiraling. Some are saying it's about time, while others are calling it a straight-up cover-up. And the league, radio silence. But behind the curtain, Brittney is reportedly furious. Sources say she's pointing fingers straight at NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, blaming him for throwing her under the bus. Remember all the whispers folks had over the years about her deep voice, her body, that prison stint in Russia? Yeah, those old rumors are suddenly getting dragged back up like they're proof, and the wildest part, even her defenders, the ones who used to go hard for her, are now ghosting the convo. Not a peep. But this doesn't feel like a panic move. Nah, this smells prepped, like the league's been working behind the scenes for months, just waiting to pull the plug quietly. They didn't just react, they executed a silent takedown like it was part of a whole strategy. And let's not forget what lit the fuse, that viral Caitlin Clark clip. It wasn't just about fouls or beef anymore. People started dragging Brittney's entire identity. And now, what the WNBA tried so hard to keep hidden might have just been thrown into the spotlight by their own hands. It went from Brittney's wild into she don't even belong in the league, all in a matter of hours. And what sparked it all? One sketchy Reddit post, no receipts, no name. Just a blurry screenshot claiming to be Brittney Griner's medical records. Said she was born male and transitioned early. That's it. One image, no context, and suddenly folks were calling it proof. The internet went crazy. Every theory people had been whispering since 2013 caught fire fast. And just like that, TikTok lit up. One clip in particular went viral. A guy breaking down the whole Griner situation and what folks really been thinking. It wasn't about basketball anymore, it was personal. And what did the league do? Nothing. Not even a weak PR tweet. They didn't deny it, didn't clarify it, and they just stayed quiet. But behind the silence, the cleanup had already started. Griner's name got pulled from the Phoenix Mercury's All-Star campaign. Gone. Her jersey vanished from the team store. The WNBA homepage scrubbed clean like she never existed. Insiders started whispering that her eligibility was suddenly under internal review, and by the week's end, she was off the active roster. That's when NBA Commissioner Adam Silver's name got dragged in. Word is he saw the same files that leaked, and instead of dealing with it quietly, he gave the go-ahead to drop her cold. Here's a clip of Adam addressing the ban. Now fans ain't even arguing whether the leak was legit. They're asking why the WNBA waited this long if they knew all along. Because let's be real, this didn't look like damage control. Folks been throwing side eyes at Brittney Griner for over 10 years. That leaked screenshot, it just gave people the green light to say what they'd been holding in this whole time. From the jump, fans were saying she was too tall, too built, too masculine to be a real woman. And when those shirtless pics of her surfaced online and didn't get taken down, yeah, that's when the whispers turned into full-on suspicion. Most female athletes can't post anything revealing without getting flagged or dragged, but Brittney, her topless photos slid by untouched, and that's when the rumors really started gaining momentum. If you think people are just guessing, check out this topless clip of her. As you can see, folks started saying her chest looked nothing like what you'd expect, and the theories kept stacking. Then came the Russia arrest. She vanished overseas, and next thing you know, people were claiming she got locked up in a male prison. No confirmation, no proof, but it didn't matter. The story took off, and nobody stepped up to shut it down. Her legal team stayed quiet. Prison officials, silent. WNBA, not a single word. And when nobody denies it, people start believing everything. Reddit threads, TikTok deep dives, conspiracy channels, they all ran wild with it. Suddenly, every old photo, every press interview, every moment she was on camera got dragged back up and dissected like evidence. And the wildest part, the WNBA let it happen. They kept pushing her front and center, especially during Pride Month. They celebrated her return from Russia like nothing was off, hyping her up in videos like this one. Now that the so-called truth is out in the open, folks ain't just side-eyeing Brittney. They're questioning the entire WNBA and NBA. How long did they know? And how deep does the cover-up really go? At first, all fingers pointed at the WNBA. But one name kept creeping up behind the scenes, Adam Silver. Word is, as soon as that medical leak started spreading in private circles, Silver jumped in fast. Not because she broke rules, not because of any league violation, nah. It was all about image. Sponsors were getting shaky, fans were split, and the league's new poster girl, Caitlin Clark, was catching strays for something she had nothing to do with. Insiders say Silver didn't want this drama bleeding into All-Star Weekend. Executives were allegedly told to deal with it quietly. And in WNBA speak, that meant cut Brittney loose, fast, and make sure it don't blow up in public. This wasn't about what Brittney did, it was about what she symbolized. A headline the NBA didn't want to touch. Let's be real. Adam Silver ain't some background figure. He oversees everything, how players act, how money moves, and where the league's headed. And this situation, it landed during the biggest season they've ever had. That kind of timing don't feel random. It feels orchestrated. A full-blown reset, a rebrand. And Brittney, she didn't fit the new image. Silver even admitted that sponsors were starting to question their connection to the league. Pressure was on. And just in case you missed it, here's the clip of him breaking it down. While the public was still arguing over whether the leak was real or not, Adam Silver was already playing chess. Moves were being made behind closed doors. Brittney was pulled from WNBA media events, and if you've seen the footage, she's dipped out mid-interview before. So missing press? Not exactly a shocker, but here's where it gets shady. Multiple insiders are saying Brittney wasn't even told she was out. She found out the same way everyone else did, when her name straight up disappeared from the league's internal system. No warning, no heads up, just gone. Now ask yourself, if Silver had nothing to do with this, wouldn't he be distancing himself hard by now? Because if the league made that move with his full blessing, then Brittney Griner wasn't just removed, she was erased, cold and calculated. And now, word is she's lawyering up. Insiders say Brittney's already been in contact with attorneys and might be gearing up to take the WNBA to court. Her camp thinks they've got a real case. Wrongful removal based on private medical info that never should have gone public in the first place. Let's not forget, when Brittney first joined the league, she passed every eligibility check. So if the rules haven't changed, what's the real reason she's being pushed out now? That's the question fans keep asking, and the deeper people dig into that leaked evidence, the murkier it all gets. Even if the documents are real, they might not say what everyone thinks they do. Folks are acting like the leak confirmed everything and like it's proof she's a man and that's that. But behind the scenes, it's a whole different story. Sources say the files never clearly said she was biologically male. Instead, they allegedly showed ambiguous markers, something more like being intersex or signs of early hormone treatment. There's nowhere in those leaked files that says born male. That part, people just ran with it and filled in the blanks themselves. And here's the wild part. Even if that rumor was true, it still wouldn't disqualify Brittney under the WNBA's own rules. The leagues never demanded gender tests, never created a policy around biological sex, never required hormone levels to be checked. None of that is part of the official eligibility list. Here's a quick breakdown of what's actually on that checklist. And spoiler alert, this leak wouldn't even be a factor. Now, some fans think the whole thing was a setup, not a leak for clarity, but a smear campaign made to make her look fake. As soon as the league tried to sweep the story under the rug, fans did what they always do. They started digging, and what they found, this ain't just about Brittney anymore. It's about how the WNBA handles anyone who doesn't fit their polished image. People started bringing up Liz Cambage real fast. Remember her? She spoke out about racism and got slapped with the problematic label instead of being heard. She tried clearing the air in interviews like this one right here, but nobody cared. They shut her out anyway. And then there's Skylar Diggins-Smith. Played through injuries, had a whole baby, came back ready to hoop, and still got sidelined by her own team with no real reason. Just silence, no respect, no protection. These ain't just random incidents. This is a pattern, a history of the league turning its back on women who speak out or step outside the safe box. And now, people are finally connecting the dots. Brittney's story, it's playing out just like the rest. The same old cycle. Fans have been digging up old interview clips where she looked visibly uncomfortable, especially the ones where she walked off mid-question, like this one right here, where she left the reporter completely hanging. While the WNBA kept pushing Brittney out of the spotlight, they were putting Caitlin Clark front and center, featured in every promo, praised in every headline, and branded as the league's future before she even finished her rookie season. The contrast couldn't be more obvious. Griner was always labeled too intense, too controversial, too different. Meanwhile, Clark was seen as the perfect fit, and that rubbed fans the wrong way. The same folks who've been riding for Brittney since day one started asking, why are players like her expected to carry the league through all the drama, only to get tossed aside the second someone more polished shows up? One viral post said it best: "This will not end well for the WNBA." And here's the kicker: the league still hasn't said anything. No statement, no explanation. No effort to clear up the rumors or address why Brittney vanished from the roster so suddenly. The longer they stay silent, the more people believe this ain't just a move, it's a cover-up. And if that's the case, Brittney's next move could blow this whole thing wide open. If they thought she'd just walk away quietly, they clearly forgot who they were dealing with. Because if Brittney's going down, trust, she's not going alone. If you made it this far, drop a comment and let us know what you think is really going on. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories just like this, and we'll see you in the next one.